is going on in my...
Alright, Shalom. I'd like to give our praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the full elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash. Now we have a lot of things circling on the internet, you know, especially on TikTok here. Alright, that, you know, something that happened in Miami, you know. It says here, you know, around 300 police officers have pulled up next to Bayside Market shopping mall in Miami. You know, some say it's due to a group of teenagers fighting there. Alright, which was a lie. Alright, which was a big lie, because these you have to remember that Esau Edom, you know, the so-called white man, he controls the narrative, he controls the world. Alright, Job 9 and 24. The earth is handed over to the wicked. Alright, so doesn't matter what you come out with, what you try to do. At times, this devil, Esau Edom, he could basically block you off from sending your story forward. You know, he could easily class you as a mad person and whatnot. Alright, so this is the power that they have. They could control the media. Alright, he controls everything. Alright, so what I will do is play through some videos and run through some scriptures and close it off.
What the fuck is going on in Miami? I've had numerous messages these past couple days saying that their friends are running out of Bayside Mall being chased by 8 to 10 foot tall beings. I'm like, what? I mean, if you look it up on Google, it says a whole bunch of kids were setting off fireworks. So I was like, okay, let me dig a little deeper. Then I found cam recording footage of the actual event being taken place, and there were over 60 to 70 fucking cop cars, as you can see. I mean, that's a lot of fucking cop cars, right? And then the airspace was known to be closed down at that time for up to 3 to 4 hours. I'm like, what? So you wonder, why would you need over 60 police cars in your airspace to be closed down just for a whole bunch of kids setting off fireworks in the mall? Even though that is a pretty drastic event, it makes you wonder. Now there are...
And that's just how Esau is, you know. He does his stuff. He knows what he's doing, right? But they all have a plan. His social medias, you know, all these different media websites and whatnot. He controls all of these places. Alright, that's why you will find a lot of people coming out with videos and then they will say, hey, we was just lying. You know, that's just for their video not to get taken down. You know, people have to take certain avenues just to make certain things, you know, get out there.
There are some actual recordings on Reddit, Twitter. You can go to some other places as well. You can see the same videos of where people are taking videos of what's happening inside the mall, and it just shows a whole bunch of people running. But if you look in the background of it, it looks like they're running away from something very, very tall and black. Now, I've had some individuals that I'm very close with, I'm associated with here on TikTok, that have millions of followers of their own, that tried posting the specific video, and then it got labeled as misinformation and got taken down almost immediately. So it really makes me think that there's something much bigger, because if they're not allowing you to present the video here on TikTok, then how are you really supposed to show people credible proof? Or maybe since Google labels it as misinformation, it'll just be labeled as misinformation on here. TikTok.
Well, I'm gonna next video.
Adding up. This alien story is not adding up. I'm about to show you some eyewitness testimonials, and you'll find out really quick they're all saying the same thing. Imagine that. But it doesn't take rocket science to figure out that this is not for what they're claiming it to be. This is like every single cop in Miami and then cops from every other county and other kinds of officials. This is not for their simple explanation of there was a fight that broke out and there was pew pew going on. It's much deeper than that. There's even people saying that telecommunication was jammed.
I just got back from Miami, like this morning. And I was over there when all the down at the mall. This is what happened. Okay? There was a whole bunch of teens, right? A whole bunch of teens. And they had this little box, like a little DVD player type thing, right? And they were like, yeah, watch, go ahead. And there was a whole bunch of them. They looked all nerdy. They weren't like thugged out. They all dressed nice and but, they were just right there. The guy was like, just go ahead and plug it in. We're right here. We're safe, and so somebody plugged it in and it started flickering, right? Because there was a column right here. I was over here on the top. I was up here on the top of the level. They were down here and I was watching them from over here. Okay? So this shit started flickering and it was flicking the rows of lights right here. All these lights were flickering. Then it started popping. When it started popping, everybody from over here started running this way to see because everybody was nosy. And as soon as it started popping, this thing started glowing and it started going like a force field. Woo, 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 woo. And everybody that was behind this, that I was seeing, everybody looked like this. Like digital. Like it was being disrupted by the wave. Only right here, people were running. As soon as they got close and they see how this thing was moving, everybody started going this way. When they started going this way, these guys started backing up because from this, it started glowing and it looked like somebody put a foot out like that. And then somebody put a hand out like that. And then all you see was this. All you see was like this, an image like that. That's all I seen. This was all glowing, so it was bright. This was the dark thing that I thought I seen come out. It looked like that. That's what came out. I was right here looking.
You can watch the full video. Basically, he's saying that these teenagers had this weird box in this radio. They put it down, they plugged it in, then everything started glitching, the lights started going crazy, and they started to see some being come out the box. Then other people collaborated with this, saying that they started to pew-pew at the thing coming out the box, because obviously they were scared. And many people saw the same exact thing. Not only that, one person last night said they saw it. Then this morning, they said, oh, never mind, I didn't see nothing, I'm just joking. So obviously, it seems like he had been visited. But now let's check out this other testimonial.
You see that? So yeah, this is how ESO operates, They control the narrative, they control everything, they control even these different things that you see taking place. The Lord could use ESO to bring forth the these different demonic beings to come through, through the portholes and whatnot. Alright? And yes, it does have these kind of things. Alright? But this is the whole thing of it. Everything is the will of Yahuwah Shem Yahushai. Alright? Everything is the will of Yahuwah Shem Yahushai. Everything was same way back then in Egypt is back yet again. Alright? It's back here basically. Alright? Nothing new under the sun. Okay? A matter of fact, let me get a quick scripture here. I have it already set. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Alright? So the same way Yahuwah Shem Yahushai had brought plagues on Egypt, he's doing it again in the new Egypt right now, 2.0. Alright? aka America. Alright, Babylon the Great. Alright? This is the modern day Egypt. This is the modern day Egypt. This is where Esau Edom is ruling. And the Lord is bringing back all these different plagues, all these different things that was taking place before. He bringing it back now. It says here, verse 12, Egypt shall mourn and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that power shall bring upon it. You see? So all these different plagues, all these different things spirits created for vengeance and whatnot, you know, all these things is starting to come up. Alright? This is the year 2024. Since the first day of the year, it had earthquakes in Japan. It had tsunamis. It have a lot of different things took place. Some things was recorded, some things was talked about, some things was hidden. Alright? What happened in the mall there in Miami on the 1st of January? Alright? Which was New Year's Day. You saw New Year's Day. Portal opening, different things taking place, you know. These are the same things that the Lord has done from back then. He's bringing it back again. It says here, verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Alright? And woe means what? Destruction. That's what woe means. Destruction. So it's destruction unto you, Israelites who don't want to turn back to the Lord. Alright? One of the brothers in my camp here, you know, he had got a dream back then. I think it was last year, early last year, I believe. And he had dreamt beings, you know, came down, you know, different shapes, different sizes of them and whatnot. And I believe they came out the chariot or whatnot, you know, and they started to attack people, you know. They started to attack people, and people who was not right with the Lord is the people who they was attacking. One, I think he say one came up to him, and they looked at him, and they end up leaving him, you know, because why? As the scriptures say, you know, just roughly paraphrasing, the Lord said not to the angel, or the Lord said, I would like to get the scripture, but you know, that's roughly paraphrasing. The Lord said not to smite the ones who have the name of the Lord in that mark on the forehead, you know, that spiritual mark. Alright? So the angels are not to do the men of the Lord or any of the 1/3 of Israel anything, those who have the mark. Alright? So the whole thing about it, all the ones who will be attacked. Alright, Salakia. Let me get back to the video.
The last part is the scariest to me. I was at Miami Mall yesterday and the government is lying. No kidding, they always are. There were no kids fighting. Everyone started panicking because these gray creatures were walking around. They didn't make any noise or sounds, but it started and watched you move. I tried to take a video, but every time I would try, it would bug out. They set a perimeter and would not let anyone in unless they had their photos. We were visited by aliens and the government is covering it up. They were about 6 to 7 foot tall. That's what we hear every single time. 6 to 7 foot tall, maybe 8 foot tall, and turn around their head and come.
And that's just the whole thing there also, you know, these angels, because back then it also had videos with people who's in the military and whatnot. They see these beings and they are tall. They are about 8 to 9 feet, you know, 10 feet tall. Alright? These are how tall they are. These are the angels of the Lord on the right hand side, which are so-called black men. Alright, but the Lord, he has a lot of newly created beasts he has created, and he's bringing forth a lot of destruction on this earth. Right now, this is the time that the Lord is visiting the earth. Alright, and how is he visiting the earth? Through these different entities that you're seeing. Alright, hey, we are living in the end. We are living in the end. Whether you want to believe it or not, we are living in the end. And this is the time to get right with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Alright? You have to get right with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or else. As a matter of fact, let me bring out our next scripture. That's roughly let's see. It's the book of Job. It says here, Job 41:11, who has prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. You see, everything that is on this earth, the Lord controls and is his. Alright, so all these different beings that you're seeing coming apart, coming through, that even people who probably listening to this video right now, if you was in that mall, and you saw these different beings and whatnot, who you think controls these beings? Who you think these different entities belong to? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Alright, that's who it belongs to. Everything under the whole heaven is his. Were they not on this earth? Were they not moving around? As a matter of fact, let me get our next scripture. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 39:28. It says, there be spirits that are they are spirits that are created for vengeance. You see that? Which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and please the wrath of him that made them. See? Who made them? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Alright? He controls the right hand side and the left hand side. Okay? That's what he does. Matter of fact, let me get a next scripture. This is the book of Psalms. This is the book of Psalms 103 and verse 20. It says, bless the Lord Yahweh, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word. You see? So all these things that took place, the little clip that you saw from the video with the man drawing what happened and what not, with the teenagers was doing some kind of DVD box thing and so forth, at the end of the day, you can't believe everything you hear, but honestly, it have with my humble opinion, I believe, because a lot of the stories are basically the same. Alright, a lot of the stories from a lot of people are the same. And also one of the gentlemen, he brought out a good point also, that when it is a lot of other people who was in that mall, they try to post up the videos, that the things that they saw, TikTok took it down immediately. Alright, this is the narrative. This is what Esau like to do, because he knows that things are getting even worse for him right now. Alright, he knows that things are getting worse for him right now. That's why he's coming on with great wrath. Alright, because he knows that he has but a short time. So he's looking to hide as much as he could to continue bringing his agenda to bring forth that RFID Tortilla chip for you to be able to buy or sell. Alright? But yet still this devil want to bring forth other wickedness. But hey, it's all the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright?
Completely, and it seemed like they could change forms and didn't have any bones, and they could bend their body in whatever way. This part's the craziest. They did not seem aggressive, nor did they seem like they wanted to unalive anyone. It almost seemed like they were lost. But look at the last part. They must have felt like they were superior. Y'all better be ready. You're gonna find yourself in a situation just like this right here. This alien story is not adding up. I'm about to show you some eyewitness testimonials, and you'll find.
Alright, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 17. It says, "For thy mighty hand that made the world of matter without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions or unknown wild beasts, full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes." You see that? So it have newly created beasts, it have all these different things, and all these things are what? Spirits created for vengeance. Alright, as we read also in the book of Psalms, where it is they talk about the angels of the Lord, they hearken unto the word of the Lord. That's roughly paraphrasing. They hearken unto the word of the Lord. They will obey everything he say. Alright? So all these different things that happened in the mall started off with the youths and whatnot, as they say. If so be it, if that's how it actually went, is the Lord will. As the scripture say, man's going is of the Lord. How a man could understand his own way. Alright? So at the end of the day, everything is in the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, even the wicked, Esau Edom. Alright, and the Lord could be working through Esau Edom to bring forth these demonic beings, because he's wicked. Alright, these are the things that he does. He do diligent search on stuff. He interfere. He try to tamper with different stuff and bring portals and all these kind of things. He saw this play up with. Alright, so now we are basically living in the 2024 now, that there's a hopeful time that of Jacob troubles almost here. Alright, so there's the time to really turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. A matter of fact, I have a short scripture here just to in the Good News translation. Alright, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 17. Alright, it says here, "Terror strikes the Egyptians at night. And this is the sign. Remember, the same thing that happened back then, it happening again. Alright, this time is spiritual Egypt, which is aka America. It says, verse 1, O Lord, your acts of judgment are marvelous and hard to explain. You see? So all these different people who bringing up videos and bringing up comments and whatnot, stating what they saw, you know, it was very hard for them to explain. Alright? It says here that that is why people who had not been taught about them went astray. When lawlessness people imagined that they had your holy nation in their power, they were themselves imprisoned in a long night of darkness. They lay in their own houses, shut off from your eternal care. They though that their sins had been secret and unnoticed. Salakia for the reading, you know. My eyes kinda blurry right now. It says here, an unnoticed shield from view by a dark curtain of forgetfulness. But now they were horribly afraid, confused and terrified by ghostly forms. Right? So once you're in this truth, you will understand that, you know, it has no such thing as ghosts. You know, it's spirits. You know, spirits on the right hand side, spirits on the left hand side. Okay? And all of them do what they hearken unto the words of the Lord. It says here, verse 4, not even the dark corners would they lay could protect them from fear. They were surrounded by horrible noises, grim ghosts with gloomy face appeared before their eyes. Alright, so look, these same kind of things that was back then terrorizing the people in Egypt. Alright, all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They are back here again, you know, and it has newly created beasts that the Lord is creating. Okay, it says here, verse 5, no fire had power to give them light, and the brilliant stars could do nothing to relieve that deadly darkness. This was only a dreadful fire lit by no human, you see that, lit by no human hand, that shone on them, and in their terror they believed that the real world was even worse than the things they imagined. The illusion proceeded by their magic tricks were put to shame. You see that? So the ones who doing these witchcraft and all these different things, you know, they feel that, you know, there's something, but when they see these beings, these entities, you know, these things are putting their stuff to shame, you know, which the Lord is also controlling their witchcraft stuff and whatnot. You know, He's sending deceiving spirits among these people, you know, and giving them a little 1% of power to make them feel like, you know, they're capable of doing stuff when the Lord controls everything. Alright? It says here, and all the wisdom they had boast of came, all the wisdom they had boasted of came to nothing. They had claimed they could drive away all the fears of illnesses, of sick minds, but now they themselves were sick with silly groundless fears. You see? Even though nothing dangerous had actually happened, they were terrified by hissing snakes and animals advancing on them, and so they died shaken with fear, afraid even to open their eyes, yet unable to keep them shut. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to F all your people up out here, because all you don't want to turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All you rather stay in all your wickedness. All you see in this, why you just read here, you know, it's lucky again for the little poor reading, but you know, the word had to come out. Alright, the word had to come out. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, this word had to come out, because the same things that happened back then is happening now again. We're just living in a modern time with more advanced technology. Alright? More advanced technology, that's all, but come on. It's about that time to understand that Esau Edom coming with the MOTB. It's about that time to know that Esau Edom, the wicked, is the so-called white man. The top banking families. Is by now they're supposed to understand that, wait, well, you are the Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Stop following the ways of the heathen. Stop following birthdays. Stop studying to party and to enjoy yourself. It's better to go in the house of mourning than to be living in the house of mirth. Alright? So hey, these things are happening out there, you know. The Lord is visiting the earth, and He is coming. He is coming. You don't want to wait until it's too late to turn around and you see some entity watching you and he just off with your head, you know. You just faint away, you pass out, and not just faint away, you're deleted, you give up the ghost. You know, you give up the spirit. Salakia. Alright. So with that, I hope this little lesson here was edifying. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Bashar Makakudash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the fully elect.
Now, really quick.
Shalom.